This episode is brought to you by Jennifer Lee. Stephen!
Andrew!
Fancy spending a quiet night inside number 9?
You're twisting my arm.
I'm very glad to hear it. We are heading into the scripts. We are on Series 8, Episode 2, Mother's Ruin. Yeah, so what we do with these script book episodes is dive into the script book and compare what we read in there with what we see on the screen in the final completed episode. We did do a deeper dive when the series aired, first of all. So if you haven't listened to that, recommend going and doing that first, because we will not be going into huge amounts of detail of like throughout the whole episode. And I mean, we can't, as we always say, remember exactly what we talked about then. But in the case of an episode like this, I feel like there's swathes of it that are quite true to script, so we probably won't need to touch on them.
Fair. It's a fair summary of what we're doing.
What we're doing, yeah. We're all on the same page now. We know what we're up to. How was this for you, going back and reconnecting with Mother's Ruin?
So this was kind of, I know Bones of St. Nicholas was officially the first one in the series, but this one kind of felt like it was the series opener because it was a few months, wasn't it, between Christmas and this one actually airing.
Yeah.
I don't think it was received amazingly well from what I remember at the time, because it's a strange old episode with some questionable Cockney accents and just general bringing together Cockney gangster underworld with necromancy in a very strange way. But I thought it was quite fun. It's a fun episode. I think more fun the second time you watch it and you kind of know that Phil Daniels is around the corner, about to get up all park life on you. But yeah, not one of my favourites, not one of my least favourites, but a fun Cockney gangster necromancer romp.
Lovely way of putting it. Yeah, it brings together some pretty disparate elements in that sense.
Two different underworlds.
Yeah, very much so. Yes, and not a séance.
Not a séance.
This isn't séance. This isn't like a séance. Was one of my favourite Edward lines in this. It's like, okay, you're just making sure that everybody knows this is not séance time. This is not a repeat of something that we've already done.
You might think that this is something you've seen before. It's definitely not.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd forgotten how quickly Reggie and Francis arrive, or how early on in the episode they arrive. I think in my mind,
that was towards the back end.
It was towards the end of it, and it was just like this sort of thing that happens, a bit like in Home Alone, where the bit with the sort of crazy child destroying adults moment is like the last 10-15 minutes. And actually, that's a really bad comparison, because you think about that being the main part of Home Alone.
Well, this is in the opposite to Random Act of Kindness, where we thought that the time travel stuff came in a lot earlier than it did, and it turned out it was just the very back end of the episode. Here we've got Reggie and Francis appearing probably about halfway through.
Yeah, it's less than halfway. Yeah, it's about 10 minutes in. Yeah, 11 minutes or so.
And it's all about that then?
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. It's funny. It's not in my memory. It wasn't that. So let's sort of work our way through the script and point out anything that is different. I mean, Are we going for pernickety?
No, we're not going pernickety.
Okay.
You've already told everyone how you feel about being pernickety.
Sometimes you have to go a bit pernickety, though, don't you?
You told everyone they might as well turn off.
Well, they they might as well turn off because it's kind of annoying. But
I think right from the off, we are told that there is a clock ticking, which there is not. I heard no ticking clock. But I think the main part of the introduction was it says that Edward climbs in through a serious-looking man. Edward climbs in through the open window. He carries a rather bulky holdall. He moves his torch around, illuminating the house. It makes no reference in the directions to the fact that he comes falling through the window, smashing a load of stuff over, making a huge commotion on the way in.
It's a lot more slapstick in reality than I picked up on that. It's all. He sounds very serious, and even from a figure is prowling around the property, he actually looks a bit more like his character in A Quiet Night In, where he's sort of doing a funny walk around the property. It's just sort of like the weird creepy walk,
over-egging the prowling kind of.
Yeah, so it's more clumsy and slapstick than I think they imagined when they were writing the script.
But I don't think there is, with the amount of stuff that people generally have on their kitchen windowsill, or what's generally in front of the kitchen windowsill, which is a sink, I don't think there is an elegant, quiet way to enter a kitchen window. If I were burgling a house, I don't think I'd go for the kitchen window. I think it's fraught with danger.
It is definitely fraught with danger. Yeah, a British kitchen. It's interesting that not every country has the same kind of kitchen layout, and you wouldn't, because I think one of the vibes that we have is you stand at the window doing the washing up, and you can sort of look out. Whereas something I noticed in Finland is, and part of the genius of the drying situation in Finnish kitchens,
have it above.
They've got like the drying rack above in the cupboard above, so you just put things up there, so they can naturally just drip dry into the sink.
That makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense,
because I find drying racks a real pain.
Yeah,
because they never work very well.
No, you get this stagnant water just sort of standing beneath.
So I went for one that had like a rack approach, so you got multi levels to it. Because I hate that stuff just all sitting there, and you get these piles of dishes and stuff. And we've got a dishwasher, so it's only really used for pans and glasses and stuff. But I think you need stuff separated into levels, because otherwise it's just a pile of stuff.
Just a pile of stuff and rotting in its own. Yeah. We've made a good start here.
Rotting, washing up.
Yeah. So if you like, how do you dry your washing up? Please do get in touch and let us know.
I don't like to use a towel. I feel like it's not clean.
Yeah, that's another issue, isn't it? Because you want that sort of that natural airy dryer. And the other good thing about the above the sink cupboard thing is that it's sort of tucked away, so it is a bit like a dishwasher as well. So
it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's just. But the only thing that you don't get is to look out the window,
or provide a really dodgy entrance for burglars.
Exactly, they've got to find another way in. Yeah. So
you'd like to hear more.
We're just testing the waters with these different potential podcast directions we could go in after we finish the script books. So, yeah, washing up facilities around the world is another.
Next week, we're doing downstairs toilet cloakrooms and discussing how they're different in Germany.
If you're German and have a downstairs toilet cloakroom, let us know how yours. What they're like. Send us a picture.
AI would never generate this podcast. Absurd. Back to the episode.
Edward enters and pushes back an item of furniture, which turns out to be a coffee table, I think. I like the generic, an item of furniture.
Let's see what's there.
Yeah,
Whatever happens to be in that room.
don't want to commit ourselves.
What else is likely to be in the middle of the room?
That's a good question.
Thank
The
you.
grandfather
Now,
clock. What's that doing in the middle of
now
the room?
in Slovenia, they tend to put
What do they put in the middle of their living room?
clothes era. That's what I've decided just now. If you're Slovenian, you don't put a clothes era. But yeah, I can't think of many other things that would be in the middle of the living room other than a coffee table.
No.
Tends to be a bit of a centerpiece there. And then yeah, the knock at the door. It says in the script that Edward checks his watch and goes to answer it. He did not check his watch.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you? Who else is going to be there? It's not going to be the owners of the house, is it? Because they'd probably just come in.
They just come in like they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see anything else that was particularly different.
There was, while they were talking about when Harry brings the box in, instead of asking, what did you want it for? He said, what did you want with it? In what is very much a David Sowerbutts voice. We probably said that
I think
before,
we
but
must
this
have
is
done
his-
because
this is his character. This is David Sowerbutts, down to being the one living with his mum for all this time as well.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. We must have talked about that because that was a thing.
Glaringly obvious, isn't it?
And I mean, I'd forgotten because obviously the abiding image is of Steve wearing his mum's clothes,
Pork pie
in this
hat, and
episode. Yeah. And I'd forgotten what he looked like prior to that. So it was like, oh, yeah, there he is. And then
it's not far off either, is it?
not far off.
The hair's better.
Better?
Different. The hair's
Yeah,
different.
nothing wrong with David Sowerbutts' hair.
I mean, it's been hacked away by himself.
Got to respect a man who cuts his own hair.
I'd go with it if you just had like the thing, like the bunches of knives that you do on your own head.
Yeah.
Not going for a bowl cut. I think that's dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Scissors. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible. That whole scene in that episode with him cutting his own hair is horrible.
Yeah, it's really
He's
bad.
just hacking at his own head. So yes, I'm going to say that his haircut in this is better than David Sowerbutts. I'm going to commit to that.
Yeah, we can agree on that.
Thank you. There's a couple of bits when they're talking about Harry looking after his mum. The bar in Menorca never worked out then. And then Harry's kind of talking to himself because Edward hadn't really spoken to him. What about you, Harry? Oh, I've been here looking after mum. Then she died and I had to sell her house. Don't know if you know that. They added in he had to organise her funeral.
Yes.
Edward wasn't even there for that. It was just an extra little gut punch, I guess, with that piece of information for him.
Yeah, and there's Harry asks, I hate how everyone ends up in bungalows. Why is that? And Edward says, it's just easier, isn't it? No more stairs. And then they cut the words, they're manageable. Did you find out anything about them?
I mean, it's a fair point about bungalows. It is making them more manageable.
Yeah.
Is this just an unnecessary line?
So it's just a second more than the episode needs to be.
Or maybe it sounds like stairs are manageable. No more stairs, they're manageable. Maybe it was unclear.
Maybe they tried it and it was like, I can't get the right tone. I can't say this in a way that it makes sense.
You know what? Shut up. Get rid.
Yeah,
we'll just lose it. Crack on. And there was something. Oh yeah, I thought it would feel different, but it's the same. Even the chair in the corner. Harry says is even Mum's chair in the corner, which is obviously something Harry would say because he's very attached to Mum, so he wouldn't refer to the chair she died in as just the chair. That's obviously Mum's chair. It
makes a big difference when a chair it belongs to the person who spent a long time sitting in it.
Yes, yeah. That's their chair.
It's their
Not
chair.
Just their chair. This is their chair.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not pernickety.
I don't think that's pernickety. I think that's That's got meaning behind it, that one.
And we get another. So there's a little cut where Harry is saying, "Yes, I was the one who found her. Remember me? I was the one looking after her all that time." And Edward says, "All right." And that I was the one looking after her all that time is cut. And I think
okay.
maybe that's just slightly like we know that now. Like we kind of
All right.
message has
Don't go
landed.
on about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
And another, I don't know if you had anything before this, but I Googled it.
Yeah.
It was great. Like, so in the script, I Googled the pages and printed them out when they're talking about the necromancy
book.
instructional book.
Yeah.
And he's like, obviously he didn't bring the book because it's a very old book behind glass that you need gloves on to touch.
How will you remember what to do?
I Googled it.
I Googled it.
And I think there's, that change of, I Googled the pages and printed them out. Actually, I Googled it.
I Googled is enough. And
just undermines all of the stuff about the book.
I Googled it.
So you could have just Googled it.
Yeah. There are little bits in it. Like, it's quite a funny episode.
It is funny. I do think it's funny.
Even when it gets grim, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And it's little things like that do that. Because that's actually a little bit out of character for Edward as well, because he's so down the line and actually quite serious and doesn't want to do any affection stuff and is all very, right, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do this. Shut up about mum. Googled it.
I Googled it. Yeah.
There was a slight change in the timings or the way they described the timings.
Yeah.
So it stayed on script for a couple of pages, and then they're talking about how they need to go through this process, the necromancy process, and the time limit on it.
Yeah.
So the process has to occur within 1 year of death, otherwise the necromancer can no longer evoke the chosen person. So 5 a.m. tomorrow is 1 year exactly since Mum died, and that's our cutoff point. What's the matter? That became 5 a.m. today.
I think that's because of the previous line, which is Harry saying, "Why do we have to do it in the next hour?"
Yes. 5 a.m. tomorrow would then be...
You've got
at least
4 or 5 hours.
It's at least five or 6 hours away, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. So it must be post midnight, and so it's 5 a.m. today.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of these ones where what seems to have been a typo in the script has kind of slipped through in the back end of last series and the beginning of this one that we hadn't seen before at any point. It's interesting that just the last few episodes, there's just this odd weird thing slipping in.
Yeah.
Got sloppy. Resting on their laurels once they're up to series 8.
But then they sorted it out, so...
They did.
Yeah. But it makes you wonder why they waited till the very last...
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The 11th hour, so to speak. Especially as the others are away. So they could have... I mean, they could have come earlier on that evening.
Yep.
It's crazy. Yeah.
They're due back tomorrow. Quick.
There's also a cut where Harry says, I mean, let's just consider what might happen. Give a bit of context to this.
Yeah.
Harry, I'm a bit nervous, a bit trepidatious, if truth be told. I love that. The delivery of that's lovely. And then Edward's like, oh, Harry. Harry says, I mean, let's just consider what might happen. And Edward says in the script, I already have done over and over. And Harry says, I know, but... And that's cut. So Edward, considering what might happen, he hasn't. Or
no, he hasn't.
Doesn't say that.
Or he's giving it a little once over, but yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I did have a question about... and I may have had this question first time we did it. I don't know about you, but I really fucking need that money, Harry. What if she won't tell us? She will. What if she won't? She has to. She's bound to have to tell us. That's the whole point of necromancy. Is the whole point of necromancy asking questions of dead people that they have to answer truthfully? Is that the point of necromancy?
I am not sure, truth be told. It seems like a
Very specific case use of necromancy rather than the entire point of necromancy.
The entire point of necromancy. Yeah. It feels a bit unfair on
Necromancy.
on the dead. Yeah. If that is the entire point to yeah.
It'd be nice if there were like nicer reasons, like a bit of romance in necromancy. I don't know.
Yeah. Necromance.
Necromance. What does it mean?
Like hickey.
That is, yes. Necromancy or a hickey. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. Silly but fun. I like that.
There you
go. So big chunk here that I think is all on until it gets to the parrot, where Edward's about to kill the parrot.
Mm.
And it seems to speak in a Cockney accent to the tune of Pieces of Eight. I didn't hear that. I did not hear Pieces of Eight or anything close to Pieces of Eight being said.
Is that them saying what do you want is said to the rhythm of Pieces of Eight? What do you want? What do you want?
Oh, maybe.
I think it might be that, which seems like a unnecessary thing to add to the script, but
to the tune of Pieces of Eight.
Yeah. The famous tune of Pieces of Eight.
Pieces of Eight.
It also says that Mr. Macy looks quizzically around the room, and I don't think I noticed the parrot looking quizzically.
I am amazed that they tried to put in stage directions for a parrot. If I'm honest.
It's ambitious.
Because I think parrots are at best unpredictable.
Yeah. It's like, can you make the parrot look around the room? Okay, probably not. Can you make it look quizzically around the room?
At one point, we went to visit a pub that was near where we used to live down in the Forest of Dean. No, not in Somerset, sorry. And there was a parrot there that had been living in this pub for so long that it would just come out with expletives on a regular basis. You'd be playing a game of pool, you'd just suddenly hear wanker, wanker. Right?
And it was still alive.
He's still alive. Yay. No one had attacked you with a pool cue for being a cheeky parrot.
Cheeky parrot.
He probably used to say it just as people were lining up for a shot.
Yeah.
Wanker.
Looking cheekily around the room. Edward turns to Harry. He is white with rage. This is after the parrot flies out of the window.
Was he white with rage?
I mean, it's difficult to say how ragey white is. Because you go like red, pink, red, white.
Blue? Where's blue come in this? Blue rage?
I feel that would be...
I'm thinking of it like a flame.
Oh, yeah, I suppose,
Heat.
Yeah.
White with rage.
And then it says he holds the knife out threateningly, which he doesn't at that point.
No.
I think we only realise that now he's going to want to kill Harry after that point where he sits him back down. And then he says it was supposed to be the parrot tonight, but now I'm afraid it has to be you. That's when the knife then...
Yes. It's thrust.
It's kind of thrust towards him. I like the Mr. Macy, when they cut out to the nearby tree and Mr. Macy, the parrot, is just sat perched in the tree. Kind of reminded me of Wise Owl.
It did look like Wise Owl, yeah. And they actually managed to... see, Mr. Macy followed those directions.
Yeah, that's true.
Sits in the moonlight of a nearby tree. looking back at the bungalow. He did
Managed
that.
to get himself right into the moonlight.
Yeah.
Well done, Mr. Macy.
Good done, Mason. Couldn't look around the room, but here he is.
He knew what he was looking for when it came to sitting in the moonlight. So,
I mean, I guess he's a bird sitting in trees, looking at stuff is kind of their job.
that's his wheelhouse.
He's back in lane.
Yeah.
He knows where he is when he's not being forced to look around rooms. This
Quizzically.
is my natural habitat. Here I am in this tree looking at stuff. Yeah.
There's an added hurt, doesn't it?
Yes, I saw that.
Did you notice that?
I did. So they're here now, aren't they, Francis and Reggie?
Oh, yes.
They're
Yeah.
in.
Francis and Reggie have arrived, and Edward gets
Whacked.
whacked.
No, but I'm afraid we've got a bit of a fucking problem with you, Sunshine.
Yeah. Then this is my brother Edward, rather than this is Edward. It's kind of more of a Harry type of thing to say, I think. Yes, I'm Harry Jr., and this is my brother Edward.
They there was a bit of a change in the conversation about Edward and Harry's dad. They took out the line "do things independent." So it says we were for a time members of the same organisation. You might say we worked together, but your father decided to branch out on his own. Takes another deep drag on the incense for dramatic effect. Do things independent. Not too lemon tart, I'm afraid, is a career move. But yeah, they took out the do things independent. I guess they already said that he branched out on his own. Unnecessary.
Yeah. Yeah, and do things independent sounds like he was setting up in more of an organised way than
Yes.
I get the impression he actually did. But
Yeah.
and it almost sounds more respectful to say, oh yeah, he wanted to do things independent.
He did.
I was like,
No.
nah, just not too lemon
He's branched
tart.
out on his own, not too lemon tart. And then it stays on really for quite a while. There was one change when Edwards is talking to Reggie. He says, I presume you bought this house because my father stole money from you. You hoped my mother had it stashed here somewhere. That hoped became a suspected.
Yep. Got that.
I'm not sure of the significance.
Well, I think they're quite different. Hoped is
A
in
bit
this
more
context
blind,
probably.
I guess.
Yeah, it seems like we'll take a punt on that.
To buy a house
Yeah.
on the off chance there's some money there.
But to
Suspected
suspect is like I've got evidence. I've got reason to believe
Yes.
that there is money stashed here.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
While Francis and Reggie are having a discussion about the actors, there's an actor that becomes a bloke. Who was that? Father Brown. There's a change here when France, I guess it's a bit more true to character. Rather than saying, don't start Reg, it's Chesterton's masterpiece. Just because you don't like the actor that plays him, she says, just because you don't like the bloke that plays him.
The bloke what plays him.
That sounds far even better.
Yeah. Much more Francis.
Much more Francis.
Yeah. And then she has a line that's cut when Reggie's talking about having to go and dispose or chop the two turds up and find new places in Epping Forest to bury them. And Francis says, I'm not coming with you this time, Reg. I've got to get a wash on. I'll do you a fry up for when you get back there. Bearing in mind, this is what time? 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, well, by the time he's been out there, dug a hole, he's probably getting on for 8 o'clock when he gets back.
I mean, she could get the wash on at some point tomorrow.
Yeah, but maybe they're on like whatever that tariff is that it's cheaper if you use electricity at night time.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah. Oh, and
Economy
then
something or economy 6 or whatever it is.
yeah, that's it. Yeah. And Reggie responds to that. Thank you, sweetheart. What a woman. Considerate is her middle name. Harry says, really? Mine's Paul. This is in the script. That didn't make it into the episode, did it?
No, it didn't. No, I've got the whole chunk of that gone from the "I'm not coming with you" bit onwards.
Yeah.
I like it when there's this kind of this slapstick attitude of responding to him going and cutting them up and burying them in the forest as though it's just his normal job in the morning, and when he gets home she's got stuff to do. I can't come with you. The house isn't going to run itself, but I will have a nice throw up for you when you get back.
That sounds like a great life.
Tough work. Then we've got they were after when they're getting ready to cut them up with the buzz saw, and Harry says, and there I was worrying about the red wine stains. Became there was I. There you go, that's the pernickety one, I think.
There was I. Yeah. And Harry is quite well spoken.
There was I worrying about.
There I was.
Worrying about. Is that better?
I don't know.
Right. There I was. There was I worrying about.
There was I. It's more of almost like a soliloquy style. And there was I, worrying about the red wine stains, when suddenly a man arrived with a saw to chop up my arms and dispose of me in Epping Forest. Yeah.
They then decided there was an opportunity for some Cockney rhyming slang that they'd missed, I think. Rather than, oh my, Reggie, you have to see this, Francis says, you ought to have a butcher's. Obviously. Never miss a chance for for a bit of Cockney rhyming slang there.
Absolutely. I made a note because I laughed when I realised that Francis was just wearing that sort of rain bonnet thing on
that like Macintosh thing. Yeah.
And it's like, no, she's just put it on because she knows how this goes.
Yeah.
And it's like, just keep the blood off the hair. But
nice.
Yeah, that was good. The next thing that I have, or Reggie cut, there's a you do Franny cut, which is it though? You just take all these predictions and make them fit. So she's talking about
tarot.
Yeah. No, I don't. You do Franny is cut. So he just jumps to, remember that time Romany Sue said you were going to get attacked by a tiger. He said it came true because a box of Frosties fell on your head at the Lidl.
I'm pretty sure that whatever Frosties you can buy at Lidl, or whatever version of Frosties you can buy at Lidl, do not have a tiger on them.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah.
Otherwise, Kellogg's will have some words.
Yes.
Frosted Flakes. Frosted
Flakes. Is that what you get?
I think so.
That's
Harvest
like
Morn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Harvest Morn Frosted Flakes. And there's a oh for fuck's sake that turns into oh bloody hell, where Harry is saying, I can't take any more of this.
Oh bloody hell.
And actually I think the bloody hell
is better.
Just sounds better, yeah.
We then get to the point where they're about to cut his leg off, and things kind of get a bit mixed up here, I think.
Yeah, this was quite hard to.
It was all just a bit all over the place. Stuff's being said, the power's on, there's saws buzzing, people are saying stuff. I thought something had gone, but it hadn't. It just came back a little bit later. It was the dog see the rabbit bit.
Oh, is that in the script?
Yeah. So it says, what if you cut one of my toes off? You what? It might not work, but it's worth a try, and there'll be a lot less to clean up. Works for me. Let's get this shoe off. Right, let the dog see the rabbit. Bite down on this. Thanks. Hopefully, it won't be too bad. But that comes in later.
Yeah.
The dog see the rabbit.
Yeah, it's when he's just getting quite involved with cutting the leg off. And there's Edward saying, "Oh, no. Let the dog see the rabbit." And then there's a complete shift of Reggie saying in the script, "That was tough," to saying, "Fucking doddle." So that's the opposite, yeah.
And they also add in a give it a whack.
Yeah, give it a whack. Yeah. It's a great scene.
Yes.
Absolutely disgusting, but great.
There's also another typo.
Oh, yeah.
Another typo.
What did you find?
So I found that when Mum appears, or her voice appears, and Francis is talking to her, in the script, Francis says, no, we're still together, Franny. It should be Annie, because she's Franny.
Oh, yeah.
A shocker. An absolute shocker, that one.
Good spot. How did I miss that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Got one job, mate.
Annie.
And after that, I was so excited that I'd found that I have nothing else. Yeah, she said, yeah.
I've got 3 more things.
Have you?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big error, isn't it?
Obviously didn't make it into filming because someone clearly went, "I'm Franny."
She
Who's Franny? Who's Franny?
I'm Franny.
Who's Franny?
She's Annie. Who's Annie? How's Annie? How's Annie?
Wow, that was your own little thing that went on there.
Don't worry, son. It's done now. I don't blame you for anything. Was turned into I don't blame you for nothing.
Oh, okay.
So he blames you for everything.
That is true. I don't blame you for nothing. God, if there's anything I hate more than someone's leg being cut off, it's a double negative.
There you go. Double negative that is being used as a single positive.
Or the lack of negative in I could care less.
Oh, don't get me started.
Possibly one of my least favourite things.
I can't make that make sense in any way.
It's possible for me to... No, I'm sure we've done this before.
Yeah, we must have. Then there's another line from Harry cut, which is, "Mum, I've got one more question for you."
Okay.
I think that was cut, unless that was in there.
Well, like I say, I was in a daze after finding the Franny Annie
you'd
thing.
You'd found
I'm done.
The real treasure of the episode. Yeah. Yeah, I think Francis... No, when Edward is playing Annie and Harry is talking to to Edward like he's their mum. Mm-hmm. I think he says, "Mum, I've got one more question for you," which doesn't get said. And then there's just a missing O from Harry after the necromancy didn't work, even with my foot off. I love that's one of my favourite lines as well. Even with my foot off, it didn't work.
Currently lack of necromancy.
No necromancy. Yeah, and that's it. That's all I got.
Does the parrot look at them intently?
Oh, that's a good question.
Did they manage to direct the parrot to do that?
It looks inquisitively again. It looks quizzically at them.
It looks at them intently at the end.
And it looks intently. They've got loads of instructions for the parrot to look in certain ways, which...
I don't think you can do that. I think you're setting yourself up for disaster if you have anything hinging on the way a parrot looks at stuff.
Yeah, you're going to be... That's going to take
disappointed.
Unnecessary numbers of days.
This took 81 days to film until they get the right shot.
Finally got the parrot to look.
You do know that we could have just got some shots of the parrot looking at stuff and it didn't we could have just cut and put them in. No, it had to flow with the script.
But what you think is intense,
Yeah.
I don't think that we have the same definition.
No, I've got no. Is that no? He's just looking confused. No, he looks
No, it's
intense.
quizzical.
No, that's his intense. Oh no, I have to run this again. He's looked quizzical, and he was supposed to look intense.
He looks, yeah, quizzical.
Again.
He looks a bit cheeky.
Oh, cheeky side eye.
Wanker.
Well, that's Mother's Ruin.
Yeah, if you've got any thoughts on this one, we'd love to hear from you. Please do get in touch. You can send us an email at quietnightinside09@gmail.com or via Blue Sky at AQNIN9. And if you would like to, as Jennifer Lee did for this episode, sponsor a future episode, then you can drop us a few quid on PayPal Me, and we will give you a shout out in a future episode and be very grateful to you. And it will help to cover the costs of hosting in the future. Yeah, man, that was good.
Yeah. What's
yeah.
left?
Next, I can't remember. What is it?
I can't remember either.
Go on.
I need the words.
You can say it.
I don't know if I can.
Come on, you can say it.
Paraskevidekatriopho. Hang on.
You did it. You nearly did it.
Paraskevidekatriophobia. No, that's not right.
Paraskevidekatriophobia.
Paraskevidekatriophobia.
Yeah.
What's the word for having a fear of saying that word?
Is it just paraskevidekatriophobia phobia?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm not scared of it as a thing. I'm not scared of people who are afraid of Friday the 13th.
Okay, what's the word for
Latin
word?
for saying.
Saying.
There's something to think about before we see each other again.
Or if you know that, please do get in touch. Along with your German downstairs cloakroom pictures.
And Slovenian living room arrangements.
I've got to leave those references in now.
Good. That's what they're here for.
Cool. Great. I'll speak to you again in a week or so for that then.
Something to look forward to.
Very much so. All right. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.